Hello, my name is Lauren Sandoval, and today I will be discussing diversity, what it means, and how it relates to Cal Poly's campus. As a student who will be in SLO next year, it is very important that I am educated on the inclusivity of my campus. It is important to be made aware of where Cal Poly has improved and fell short. What is diversity? While racial diversity is often stressed when discussing diversity, according to Berkeley's Greater Good magazine, it is also important to include subjects like gender, language, manners and culture, social roles, sexual orientation, and socioeconomic status when defining diversity. U.S. News and World Report states that diverse college campuses offer more worldviews for students to consider and engage with. The interaction between students with different worldviews can help change minds or shape ideas, also stated by the U.S. News and World Report. It is also important to set the stage that diversity is good progress. Berkeley's Greater Good magazine also stresses the fact that diversity drives innovation. Firsthand, I recognize how important diversity is to me when deciding where to go to college. Diversity is something that I did notice. While touring some schools myself, I saw hardly any Mexican-American women like myself or culturally diverse friend groups like the one I grew up in. It is intimidating to see such a lack of diversity when deciding where to spend the next 4 years of my life. Questions that came to mind were, will these people accept me? Will I find friends here? Is racism present on this campus? According to collegefactual.com, Cal Poly has been ranked with an overall diversity score of 83 out of 100 and is ranked 205 out of 2,475 schools in the nation for diversity. Relative to the College Factual scale, this is considered more diverse. What does more diverse mean? When College Factual broke down the ethnic diversity of undergraduate students at Cal Poly, we can see that 56% of students are white. It seems as though more diverse is only relative to the low level of diversity in American colleges today. Despite this ratio, I am very grateful that diversity is something that my college classes promote each day. It seems as though Cal Poly is making a conscious effort to diversify its population. The Cal Poly Diversity and Inclusion website states that the Office of University Diversity and Inclusion leads efforts to build diversity and promote inclusion. In a San Luis Obispo Tribune article titled, Cal Poly is the widest public university in California by a lot, Cal Poly's diversity was compared to other California schools. With over half of Cal Poly's student population identifying as white, Cal Poly has the lowest percentage of African American students, 4.1%. Why does this grim statistic exist? Well, it could have something to do with the fact that despite efforts, Cal Poly does not create a welcoming environment for students of color in all cultures. Just one example provided by the same Tribune article is in 2018, a Cal Poly fraternity took pictures in blackface and dressed in gang member costumes. Students were clearly disturbed by this event, and a town hall meeting was organized by Cal Poly students to speak out against racism. Despite this incident, College Factual reports Cal Poly as exceeding the national average score for diversity. This could possibly be due to the fact that the ratio of men to women at Cal Poly is pretty close, roughly 48% women to 52% men. In order to combat Cal Poly's frequent history of racism, Mustang News outlined some diversity policies that Cal Poly has implemented. In 2015, the Diversity Inclusion Office created a 7-year plan with specific goals and imperatives to foster diversity, inclusivity, and a welcoming campus. Cal Poly also hosts Polycultural Weekend, the cross-cultural experience for the Week of Welcome, and have increased the capacity of the cross-cultural centers on campus. I recently attended the Black Men in White Coats movie viewing and discussion and was very pleased with the event. The movie stressed the fact that it is so hard for Black men to move up in the medical field and school if they have no one that looks like them to look up to. I hope that the Cal Poly students who attended this event can remember how important diversity and inclusion is. The film was moving, but will make no change unless the conversation is continued by students and staff. According to Mustang News, Cal Poly has the lowest percentage of first-generation college students and the highest percentage of white students out of all the CSUs and UCs. According to the same Mustang News article, this is causing some students, such as Kiana Hamada, to choose another school to further their education. As an Asian American student, Kiana reported that Cal Poly's poor diversity caused her to choose Arizona State instead. It is heart-wrenching to know that students are worried as to if they will fit in at Cal Poly because of their race. Cal Poly should be a school that welcomes all people and can benefit all students. Cal Poly does give access to many safe spaces on the calpoly.edu website. Before researching them myself, I was already made aware of some of the clubs associated with Black Excellence Center, Dream Center, Gender Equity Center, the Multicultural Center, and the Men and Masculinity Program. I have been made aware of the diverse programs through staff and my participation in the honors program.